Shaking the room from the back to the center, making you move to the track you surrender. Body scrunching your face closed up. As we enter, shaking the room from the back to the center, making you move to the track you surrender. Body scrunching your face closed up, cause the bass goes boom as we enter. Body scrunching your face closed up, cause the bass goes shaking the room from the back to the center, making you move to the track you surrender. Shaking the room from the back to the center. Got you scrunching your face closed up, cause the bass goes. Shaking the room from the back to the center, making you move to the track you surrender. Shaking the room from the back to the center. But you're scrunching your face closed up, cause the bass goes boom as we enter. Shaking the room from the back to the center, making you move to the track you surrender. But you're scrunching your face closed up, cause the bass goes boom as we enter. Shaking the room from the back to the center, making you move to the track you surrender. But you're scrunching your face closed up, cause the bass goes boom. Scrunching your face closed up, cause the bass goes. Scrunching your face closed up, cause the bass goes. As we enter, shaking the room from the back to the center, making you move to the track you surrender. Body scrunching your face closed up, cause the bass goes. As we enter, shaking the room from the back to the center, making you move to the track you surrender. Body scrunching your face closed up, cause the bass goes.
Mortals have awakened the gods of old. We rise from our slumber to reveal our true power. Focus fire. To strike. strike.
Let's fucking go, buddy. It's time for some Sakai Tadatsugu. I'm gonna fucking get into it. Pull this shit up real quick. Real quick now. See what we fucking got over here. This one's gonna be kinda short. And I don't know if I'm gonna come back and do a gaming stream. If I do, it'll be later than usual. Got a sick dog. And yeah, gotta handle that situation. So we'll see what happens. But that's kind of the reason why I gotta kind of bust ass through this episode. So there'll be less of my, ridiculous side commentary and more just educational bullshit. So that's what we're gonna get into. Some Sakai Tadatsugu was one of the most favored and most successful military commanders serving Tokugawa Ieyasu in the late Sengoku period. Serving as the highest-ranking general in the Tokugawa clan along with Ishikawa Kazumasa, Tadatsugu is also regarded as one of the four guardians of Tokugawa, or four Tokugawa holy kings or heavenly kings, along with Handa Tadakatsu, Ii Naomasa, Sakakibara Yasumasa, all three of whom we have completed previous episodes. He is also included in another cultural depiction as one of the Tokugawa 16 Divine Generals. His official title was Sakai Seimon Nojo Tadatsugu. Sakai Seimon Nojo Tadatsugu. Sakai Tadatsugu was allegedly involved in the conspiracy that caused the death of Lady Tsukiyama and her son, Matsudaira Nobuyasu. Tadatsugu was born in 1527 to the Sakai Tadachika, a hereditary vassal of the Matsudaira clan. Wait, that's the 16 holy dudes. That's right. I did have a picture of the 16 divine generals. Would you look at that? One of them was bald as shit. Moving on. The Matsudaira clan. At some point, Tadatsugu was commanded by Imagawa Yoshimoto to attack Tada Yasumitsu, an uncle-in-law of Matsudaira Hirotada. Tadatsugu managed to seize the castles in Yasumitsu's possession at Imahashi and Tawara areas. Again, some of this is translated, so bear with the reading. At some point during Tadatsugu's life, Oda Nobuhide, father of Oda Nobunaga, invaded and besieged Ie Castle in Mikawa. Tadatsugu and Naito Nobunari were reportedly sailed out fighting Nobuhide's army to defend the castle. It is said that after Hirotada's death in 1551, Tadatsugu served young Ieyasu and led a hostage life in Sunpu. Dang, there's that hostage life again. But it was under gentle care, so he was very well taken care of, educated, fed, and trained in the art of samurai. In 1556, according to the records from Tosho Gunken, Tadatsugu defends Fukutani Castle, which was besieged by 2,000 cavalry troops of the Oda clan led by Shibata Katsui. Tadatsugu managed to repel the invaders as he led a sallying force outside the castle to engage Katsui troops. During this battle, Watanabe Yoshitsuna, maternal grandfather of Watanabe Moritsuna, fought under the command of Tadatsugu and managed to kill Katsui's general named Hayakawa Tota with a bow. Sniped him. Got him right. I'm just kidding. He got him like 5 or 6 times. It wasn't just once. And then, there's always the finishing blow. After dude goes down, you gotta go up and make sure that, double tap. Double tap. Zombie land rules. In 1558, Tadatsugu accompanied Ieyasu in the siege of Tarabi. In 1560, at the siege of Marune, Tadatsugu served as vanguard of Tokugawa forces along with Ishikawa Ienari. After a tough battle, he finally defeated Sakuma Morishige, a general from the Oda side who was defending the fort. It was said that Morishige was killed with an arquebus shots from the Tokugawa forces. Well, look at that. Tadatsugu out here being a sniper. Fuck it. In 1563, during the Mikawa Ikoiki uprising, Tadatsugu faithfully followed Ieyasu while his brother, Sakai Tadaneo, chose to support Ikoiki. This religious uprising has 4 epicenters where the Ikoiki radicals fortify their temples. Tadatsugu was tasked to pacify one of those garrison temples, which was located in Ida village. Sometime before 1564, the same year, Tadatsugu married Princess Usui Hime, granddaughter of Matsudaira Hirotada and sister to Ieyasu. The fucking legend, let's go. Later in 1564, Tadatsugu led an attack towards Yoshida Castle, forcing the lord of the castle, Shizumi Obara, to escape the castle and surrender without a fight. Then, in that same year, do I not have the... yeah. Before the Battle of Azukizaki, Tadatsugu wrote a letter to the Ikoiki faction and Mikawa, chastising their rebellious conduct. Sometime around 1565, Tadatsugu urged his superior, Ieyasu, to abandon an allegiance towards the Imagawa clan. Whoa, it's a small comb. Let's make that comb a little bit bigger. After the Tokugawa clan captured Yoshida Castle in eastern Mikawa, Ieyasu appointed Tadatsugu to control the castle. Then, Ieyasu assigned Tadatsugu, Ishikawa Kazumasa, Sakakibara Yasumasa, and Handa Tadakatsu. Fucking couldn't speak to save my life tonight, as chiefs of Tokugawa council staffs. By 1567, Ieyasu reorganized the structures of his army into 2 divisions, each with separate commander. Tadatsugu was placed over the forces of 18 Tokugawa feudai and Kamon daimyos, while Ishikawa Kazumasa was given the command over 13 forces. This means Tadatsugu was given the command of Higashi Mikawa, or Eastern Mikawa, samurai clans such as Matsudaira Yatada, Matsudaira Tadamasa, and others. Well, alright then. Oh, wait. See, that's what this one was for. I see now. Okay. Interesting. Later in 1569, Tadatsugu also participated in the siege of Kakigawa Castle. In 1570, Tadatsugu was involved in the Battle of Anagawa, with the Tokugawa forces forming a left wing of the Oda and Tokugawa alliance forces. Tadatsugu and Ishikawa Kazumasa led the vanguard, while Sakakibara Yasumasa and Honda Tadakatsu led the rear guard of the Tokugawa formation. Nailed it. See, now we can go to... Motherfucker. They're all out of place. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. It happened. We're going to have to deal with it. In 1572, during the Battle of Mikatagahara, Tadatsugu fought the opposing Takeda clan forces on the far right position of the Tokugawa forces' stork-shaped formation. At first, Tadatsugu managed to repulse the first wave of the Takeda clan's charge led by Oyamada Nobushige. However, as the second wave led by Baba Nobuharu stepped in, rank of units under Tadatsugu were overwhelmed. Tadatsugu struggled as his troops were badly beaten. As Ieyasu and his allies retreated to Hamamatsu Castle, Tadatsugu participated in the ruse which mitigated the effects of Takeda victory in the field, and the Takeda forces withdrew. Ha! Get played. Hilarious. In June 1574, when Takeda clan laid siege to Takatenjin, Oda Nobunaga personally led reinforcements where he encamped in Yoshida Castle, was greeted by Tadatsugu. However, as he heard that Takatenjin surrendered, Nobunaga aborted his trip to Takatenjin and returned to Yoshida Castle to decide the next step. In 1575, when Takeda Katsuyori laid siege of the Yoshida Castle, Tadatsugu defended the garrison with 6,000 soldiers. The battles were exclusively limited to spear skirmishes outside the wall, which frustrated Katsuyori, causing him to abandon the siege. That's how you fucking do it. Force the enemy into your hand. Nah, buddy. Nah, buddy. You don't know. Nope, we're playing by my rules, bitch. That's basically what Sakai Tadatsugu said. Later, in the same year, during the campaign of Nagashino, during the War Council discussion before the battle, Tadatsugu expressed his idea about a night raid, which was quickly rejected by Nobunaga. However, Nobunaga called Tadatsugu in private after the council and gave him permission to execute the plan in secret because Nobunaga was afraid if he publicly agreed with Tadatsugu's plan during the council discussion, it could potentially be leaked by enemy intelligence. Let's go. Holy shit. I'm going to reread that. I know it's going to take a minute, but I'm going to reread that. Holy fucking crap. That is legendary military strategy and leadership right there. I'm going to fucking tell you what. Later in the same year, during the campaign in Nagashino, during the War Council discussion before the battle, Tadatsugu expressed his idea about a night raid, which was quickly rejected by Nobunaga. However, Nobunaga called Tadatsugu in private after the council and gave him permission to execute the plan in secret, because Nobunaga was afraid if he publicly agreed with Tadatsugu's plan during the council discussion, it could potentially be leaked by enemy intelligence. Good fucking call, man. Like, legendary move. If you're gonna hire some ninjas, don't tell nobody you're hiring the ninjas. In fact, publicly disavow the ninja. Because, that's how ninjas operate. They publicly disavow ninjas, but then in secret. Like, you never know when a ninja's gonna be there. During a night raid, guaranteed. Is it gonna be Tadatsugu? Probably not. Probably not. Tadatsugu then was tasked to lead the night raid against Takeda forces located in Tobino Suyama, along with Kanamori Nagachika. They led a flying column of 2,000 Tokugawa archers and an arquebus gunners, which was further supplemented with Oda clan's regiment of cavalry and 500 arquebus gunners. Tadakatsu led his forces to take the road from Koshu to Horaiji Temple in Sanshu, then cross the river until they reached the camp of Takeda forces near the besieged Nagashino Castle. The forces of Tadatsugu successfully ambushed Takeda forces, which caused the death of two Takeda generals, Takeda Nobuzane and Seigusa Moritomo. After the enemy troops in nearby Nagashino Castle were routed, Tadatsugu also burned Kadoya village nearby his location, or Nagashino Castle's location. That's fucking crazy. Just burned the whole village. Like, what the fuck? As the Nagashino campaign ended, Tadatsugu was rewarded further for his deeds defending a castle in Tobino Suyama Mountain after the Battle of Nagashino. As Oda Nobunaga, this legend right here, this guy right meow, Oda Nobunaga himself personally gave Tadatsugu a jinabori, or samurai commander's jacket, also a maki no tachi, a sword's mounting. In 1578, Tadatsugu's son, Sakai Ietsugu, took over his father's role as Castellan of Yoshida Castle. The Ai in the beginning of Ietsugu's name was a special honor bestowed by Tokugawa Ieyasu, a special reward for special vessels, allowing them to use one of the kanji from his Nanori name. In 1579, Tadatsugu was involved with a tragedy that befell upon Ieyasu family, which ended in Lady Tsukiyama, Ieyasu's wife, executed and their son, Matsudaira Nobuyasu, forced to commit seppuku. Tadatsugu played a role in confronting Oda Nobunaga's suspicion of the alleged betrayal against Oda clan being planned by Lady Tsukiyama. Thus, Nobunaga concluded that if a high-rank feudai daimyo such as Tadatsugu confirmed the accusation by testifying against Lady Tsukiyama, then her treason must be true. It was said in one theory that Tadatsugu was actually conspiring with Odai no Kata here to get rid of Lady Tsukiyama. Well, Arthur Lindsay Sadler theorized that this is a deliberate act of spite from Tadatsugu due to his dislikes towards Nobuyasu. Dang. Ain't it a bleash? In 1582, after the Honoji incident, Tadatsugu accompanied Ieyasu in an arduous journey to escape the enemies of Nobunaga in Sakai to return to Mikawa. The journey was very dangerous due to the existence of Ochimushigari, other little thiefy ninjas without armor that just kind of do guerrilla warfare tactics. We've been over this 3 times. This is the repetitive part of the story because all 4 of them went through the same journey. Man. Alright, anyways. During the journey, Tadatsugu and other senior Ieyasu retainers such as Ii Naomasa, Honda Tadakatsu, fought their way out against the raids or harassments from the Ochimushigari. Samurai hunters, or outlaws, during their march escorting Ieyasu. Sometimes they paid them off with bribes of gold and silver. Other times, they fought until every last one of the Ochimushigari were completely executed. As they reached Kata, an area between Kameyama town and Iga, the attacks from the Ochimushigari finally ended as they reached the territory of Kokaiki samurais who were friendly to the Tokugawa clan. The Kokaiki samurais then escorted them until they reached the Iga province, where they further protected by samurai clans of Igaiki, which accompanied them, the Ieyasu group, until they safely reached Mikawa. They only had 34 of 200 people left when they finally arrived. Fucking wild as shit. In June of October 29th of the same year, the Tencho Jingo War Triangle occurred among the Tokugawa clan, Hojo clan, and Uesugi clan in a contest to gain control of the area of Shinano Province, Ueno region, and Kai Province, which was vacant since the destruction of the Takeda clan and the death of Oda Nobunaga. After Ieyasu returned to Mikawa, he began to lead an army of 8,000 soldiers towards the Kai Province, Shinano Province, and Ueno to annex them. However, the Hojo clan in Kanto region, led by an army of 55,000 men, crossed the Usui Pass to invade Shinano Province. Ieyasu dispatched Tadatsugu and Ogasawara Nobumine with the detachment to pacify Shinano Province, while Ieyasu took the main army to pacify Kai. However, Tadatsugu and Nobumine met with unexpected resistance from Suwa Yoritada, a former Takeda vassal who now allied with the Hojo clan. They were beaten by Moritada to the point that Tadatsugu's army almost encircled. Tadatsugu then led a desperate breakthrough and, breaking the encirclement, retreated into Wakamiko in Kai Province, where he rejoined Ieyasu's main force. In Wakamiko, the confrontation lasted for 80 days without clear results. During this period, Ieyasu acquired more than 800 former vassals of Takeda clan from the Kofu province. Later, in December, Tadatsugu led the army once again to subdue Suwa Yoritada and Suwa in Shinano, where Tadatsugu managed to subdue Yoritada and secure his surrender to the Tokugawa clan. In 1584, during the Komaki Nagakute campaign, Tadatsugu successfully turned back a move by Toyotomi Hideyoshi forces against the Kyosu castle, which was led by Toyotomi commander Mori Nagayoshi. Tadatsugu scouted Nagayoshi's forces during their march. Then, as Nagayoshi rested at his camp, his soldiers Hachimanbayashi area of Haguro, Tadatsugu joined Okudaira Nobumasa and Matsudaira Ietada in Komaki to launch an attack at dawn. They launched an attack just before sunrise to make it even more difficult. As they pushed Nagayoshi forces, Tadatsugu tried to encircle Nagayoshi forces from the flank, which caused Nagayoshi to lose 300. However, They ultimately failed to entrap Nagayoshi as he managed to break through the encirclement and retreat. 300 Toyotomi soldiers died in this battle. Following this, Tadatsugu returned to Komaki where he, Honda Tadakatsu, and Ishikawa Kazumasa stationed their troops. After the Battle of Komaki and Nagakute in April, the front line in northern Owari reached a stalemate. At this time, Keni Castle was located about 3 miles from Ieyasu Kiyosu's castle and Nobuo Nagashima Castle, and was connected to the Mie Moat and 3 other castles, Ono Castle, Shimojima Castle, and Maeda Castle. At the time, Keni Castle was facing the sea and was one of the leading ports in Owari. Well, yeah, it was connected to 5 fucking castles, along with the Atsuda and Tsushima. Then, in June 18th, Ieyasu and Nobuo led 20,000 soldiers and besieged 3 castles, the siege of Keni Castle, Maeda Castle, and Shimojima Castle. The Keni Castle was defeated by Maeda Nagatane and Takigawa Kazumasu. Tadatsugu, Okanabe Mori, and Yamaguchi Shigemasa spearheaded the attack towards Shimojima Castle, while Sakakibara Yasumasa, Osuga Yasutaka were deployed to capture any fleeing defenders. During this siege, Ieyasu Hatamoto's retainers such as Mizuno Katsunari blockaded the port of the castle and hijacked 2 ships belonging to Kuki Yoshitaka to prevent any outside help for Keni Castle. After the fall of the Shimojima Castle on the 22nd of June, Oda Nobuo and Tokugawa Ieyasu launched an all-out attack on Keni Castle. The soldiers, led by Tadatsugu, who had been deployed at the major entrance, were exhausted after days of fighting, and in the evening, the soldiers of Yasumasa Sakakibara and Ietada Matsudaira entered the Kaimonjiguchi in their place. On the 23rd of June, Ieyasu entered the castle with Sakakibara Yasumasa, and they declared it subdued. And evidently it was destroyed in history. In 1586, according to Sakakibara clan historical records, Ieyasu sent Honda Tadakatsu, Sakakibara Yasumasa, and Ii Naomasa as representatives to Kyoto, where the 3 of them were regarded as the 3 great nobles of Tokugawa. Then, in the following month, the 3 of them, joined by Tadatsugu Sakai, accompanied Ieyasu in his personal trip to Kyoto, where the 4 of them became famous as the 4 Tokugawa Heavenly Kings. And he was later recognized as one of the 16 fucking holy dudes, the 16 divine generals. 16 Tokugawa divine generals. The legend. In 1590, during the Odawara campaign, Tadatsugu was ordered to accompany Tokugawa Hidetada, Ieyasu's son and heir, to Kyoto, where he served as hostage for Ieyasu's loyalty to the Toyotomi during that campaign. After the battle, Hideyoshi ordered Tokugawa clan to relocate from their ancestral holdings to the Kanto region. Tadatsugu went into retirement, but his son Ietsugu received a 30,000 koku fidai fief at Usui in Shimosa province, and Tadatsugu accompanied them. Tadatsugu died in Kyoto in the winter of 1596. After Tadatsugu's death, the Sakai clan continued to prosper. In 1560, just a couple of side footnotes about his personal character real quick before we finish up with Sakai Tadatsugu. In 1560, during that time, it is said that Tadatsugu killed a boar with his katana, earning it the name the Inoshishigiri, or Inokiri, the boar slayer. The blade itself was a work of Mazazane from the Tagai school of Nara and a colleague of the famous Muramasa, or maybe another name for Muramasa himself. Mazazane also, yeah, exactly. Mazazane could also have been Muramasa. Mazazane also authored Tonbogiri, the Dragonfly Slayer, the most famous of the three great spears of Japan, favorite weapon of Honda Tadakatsu. Well, evidently, Tadatsugu, not Tadakatsu. Tadatsugu was a legend with his katana, whereas Tadakatsu was more of a spear guy. You know, honestly, I could go either way. Give me a spear, give me a katana, let's fucking go. You know, dual wield. Have a spear in one hand and katana in the other. Let's fucking go. Another sword owned by Tadatsugu were a tachi, which was said to be given by Ieyasu. It was passed down through generations by the Sakai clan. There was another tachi sword possessed by Tadatsugu, which was forged by Nagamitsu, pupil of renowned swordsmith Sanemitsu. It is said that it was given by Oda Nobunaga to Tadatsugu as a gift. And finally, a legend said that Tadatsugu's personal yari were named Kame Toshi no Yari, jar-breaking spear, because at some point of his life, he once found an enemy hiding behind a huge clay jar, which Tadatsugu pierced with his yari spear along with the enemy behind it. Oh my god. The legend. Let's fucking go, dude. That's awesome. Ain't gonna hide from me, boy. I'll get that clay pot and you. That's fucking legendary. The disrespect. Treated it like a Call of Duty lobby. It's fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. But that's the end of Sakai Tadatsugu. And the end of the 4 Tokugawa Heavenly Kings, or Guardians, whichever one you want to refer to them as. Still the same thing, technically. But, that being said, that completes tonight's episode of Battle Tactics and War Strategies. I know it's kind of short. I know I kind of rushed through it. But, had to get it done. 1 and 2, got a sick dog I gotta take care of. So, that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you're at in the world. Enjoy your time, because it may be limited like my time has been with you this evening, very unfortunately. I may or may not be back. Remains to be determined. We'll fucking see how things are going. I will catch y'all next time. Deuces.
Shaking the room from the back to the center, making you move to the track you surrender. Body scrunching your face closed up. As we enter, shaking the room from the back to the center, making you move to the track you surrender. Body scrunching your face closed up. The bass goes boom as we enter. bass goes. Shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. Shaking the room from the back to the center. But you're scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes. Shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. Shaking the room from the back to the center. But you're scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes as we enter. Shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. But you're scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes as we enter. Shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. But you're scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes. Scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes. Scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes as we enter. Shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. But you're scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes as we enter. Shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. But you're scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes.
These mortals have awakened the gods of old. We rise from our slumber to reveal our true power. Focus fire. Now to strike. to strike.